Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm very excited though. So I've had a few palettes kind of rocking around my collection and in my little declutter pile that I just don't like. Obviously I've decluttered them for a reason, but there's something in me that can't let go of them yet. There are a few shades in the palettes that I still feel drawn to, that I still enjoy, or maybe it's just like they're really bulky and I just don't want them around anymore. So I've decided to destroy and depot my palettes today. So we've got a fair few palettes in front of me right now and a very big Morphe magnetic palette. So today we are going to be depotting my Technic Smoky Mattes palette. I wanted to depot this. I've actually Frankened quite a few of these shades together because I just find all the shades were very, very similar. It was a gradient, but like some of the shades were just so similar to each other. And I don't reach for greys often at all, so I just didn't really want a full palette. So that's why I'm getting rid of that one. This XX Revolution Chameleon palette, as you can see, I have depotted 2 shades. The rest of the shades I just don't enjoy. I don't want to keep a whole palette for 2 shades. I just think it's ridiculous. So I've depotted 2 of these. This Wildlife Tiger palette, I loved the colour story in this. As you can see, we've kept all of the shades. But I don't know, there was just something about it. I wasn't reaching for it. It was a very neutral palette with like 2 pops. So I've just decided to depot these. We are depotting the LA Dreams palette. As you can see, we're keeping most of the greens. The pinks, I just don't reach for. I don't know why I bought this palette because I know I don't like pink. It was the greens definitely that pulled me in. There's no point keeping a whole palette for a few green shades. Half the palette, more than half the palette, I just don't reach for. So I didn't want to keep that. And finally, the big boy. This is the Sweet Peach. Ooh, this was a hard one. This was a very hard one. I have got rid of everything. Still smells like peach. But I just wasn't reaching for this palette, and I know that I could have got so much better like use out of this without it being a full palette. So we have gone from all of these individual palettes that I never use, and now we are looking like this. So this is my new little palette. How cute is this? So all of the shades from these palettes fit in here. I do have 2 other shades that didn't quite fit, but this is what the palette is looking like right now. I'm so excited to play around with these. This just gives me so much joy and so much happiness, being able to just like play around with different color schemes and be able to just like mix and match, create custom palettes instead of being stuck to one palette. This just gives me so much joy and I cannot wait. I can't wait to play around with these. To do this, I'm using the Technique from Faces by Gina. If you have not seen her on Instagram, definitely go and check her out. If you're into depotting and repanning, definitely go and check her out. She has such amazing tips and tricks on the best ways to depan palettes, and she does it with all of her palettes. New, old, all of the palettes she does this with. So definitely go and check her out. But just before we jump into the video and we get that spatula out and start hacking our palettes to bits, if you have not already, please like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. And yeah, let's just get into it.
Okay, so I've decided to do a little bit of a voiceover for this section of the video. I hope you guys don't mind. Hopefully my mic isn't too distracting because I don't actually know how to set any of this up. So we are starting with the LA Dreams palette, as you can see. So yeah, crushing it all up and then putting it in a pan, layering it all out, and then I'm just going to dry repress it, as you can see me doing here. With the mattes, I did dry press them. With the shimmers, I did add a tiny little bit of alcohol, but like I said, if you really want an in-depth tutorial and like really satisfying videos, go and see Faces by Gina on Instagram. I cannot recommend her enough. The shade that we're doing right now is actually probably one of my favourite shades that we ended up repressing and repotting. It's just so different, it's so vibrant, and it's like a green, but I literally can't describe it, so I really enjoy this. This is such a messy process. You should see my carpet. It hates me. My carpet hates me, and my boyfriend also hates me because I messed up the carpet. Anyway, I think, is this a shimmer or is this a matte? This is a matte. Here we go. Enjoy the repressing. It's so satisfying. With this LA Dreams palette, I did know for sure that I wanted to keep most of the greens. As I said, pinks, you guys know, pinks are not my thing. So I really don't know why I bought this palette in the first place, but I knew I wanted to keep the greens. They are so unique, so vibrant, and actually the quality isn't that bad. Oh, okay, this is a shimmer. The pan literally came out because I tried to actually depot the palette. It did not work. So yeah, this is the first shimmer. This is such a unique, oh, it's such a beautiful shade. It's like a pastel green. This on the inner corner of a neutral look. Oh my god, you're welcome. There you go. Stunning. You can see me putting the alcohol in now and repressing it. There we go. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Yeah, I do get very self-conscious that I'm not in focus all the way through this video, so I do refocus the video a fair few times. That would have been a nightmare if I just was not in focus throughout the whole thing, but it would just be my luck for that to happen, so double check, you know? You can see my desk getting progressively, oh, there's me like, okay, this one, I wanted to Franken this one. This shade is like a magenta kind of shade, and I wanted to make it more cool toned just because I don't have any cool toned purple mattes. So I took the smoky matte Technic, that is the wrong order of them words, but you know what I mean, and I kind of started franking them together. I wanted it to be a little bit more blue toned, but obviously it came out quite, well, right now it is still quite magenta-y. Ooh, well done, messing up your desk, well done. So yeah, a little bit more cool tone. It's just experimenting really. I didn't really know what I was doing. So just mixing up shades and hoping for the best. I've kind of fallen in love with cool tone purples recently. I don't really know what it is, but I just wanted a little bit more. So yeah, I'm swatching, putting in maybe a tiny bit of blue. This made no difference. Oh, just watching me struggle. That's great. So yeah, I guess I ended up doing this. I mean, it's a better shade than it was. It's just really warm tone pinks. Give me the ick. They really do. They give me the ick. But this is the shade that we ended up with. There you go. And now we're moving back on to the greens. Yeah, I think we're done with this palette now. These are all the shades that I took out. Hey ho, you can see how mucky my desk is already. So we're moving on to the Technic Smoky Matte palette. I'm just figuring out what shades I want to kind of franken together, seeing as they all are very similar. Yeah, there's not much depth difference within these palettes, so I know I didn't really need all of these shades. I know I just needed kind of 3-ish. And so this is the darkest one. I'm really glad I did this actually because yeah, it was just that palette had just excess shades that you did not need at all. So that is my darkest grey, and now I'm making a slightly lighter grey with a few other shades. I probably should have, oh, snap, wow, okay. This is the Chameleon palette. I knew I wanted 2 of these shades, but I did originally plan on repressing all of them, but I just realised I didn't like the shades. I don't know why I really bought this palette, because the shades aren't that great. But this is like a dupe for Colourpop Lumi, and as you guys know, that is my favourite eyeshadow of all time. I love it! And now I'm just kind of figuring out what are the shades I want, and I decided on this one. This is like a gold to pink kind of duochrome, which is really, really stunning. So yeah, I decided to take this one. I think I do swatch out another few shades, but I just, in the end, I don't want them. I know I won't use them. Yeah, now I figure out I don't want that. So, time for the Wildlife palette. I do end up taking all of these shades. I do like the shades in this palette, but I just don't know why I didn't reach for them. I love the packaging, I really do. I think that is the reason that it got me. I love my big cats. You can see Oliver at the back of all of my videos. My little lion teddy. Love big cats, just love them, and it just sucked me in. So yeah, we're pulling apart this palette and we're getting some use out of it. This red shade that we're doing right now is actually really unique. I've actually really enjoyed playing around with this since I depotted it. It's like a maroony kind of shade. It's really stunning. I don't really have anything like it. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I do, but it's just beautiful. It goes with like more corally kind of orangey tones. Just so stunning. I really enjoy that shade. I wasn't expecting to. I have noticed since depotting and depanning all of these shades, magnetic palettes such as my Anastasia palette are very strong magnets, so they are quite delicate. My new shades are quite delicate because they have been dried, repressed, and I don't have that big muscles, so they're not the most secure, but as long as you're kind of careful with them and you don't use magnetic palettes that have a crazy magnet, you should be fine. So obviously here, this is my favourite shade in the whole palette, of course. It's like a greeny blue matte. Oh my god. I love it so much. I love it so much. So beautiful. And it goes with them LA Dreams palettes beautifully. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, this is what we're kind of working with right now. I was talking. Didn't cut this bit out. Here we are, Sweet Peach. I'm taking pictures of it for my Instagram, like a before and after. I don't know why I'm trying to use a spoon here. Who knows? But I'm trying to get out my actual depotting tools right now because for some reason I thought a spoon would be adequate. Caitlin, why? Here we go, Sweet Peach. I was really scared to do this palette because obviously it is a classic. I felt a little piece of my soul die when I was crushing this up a little bit, but I know in the long run it is for the best. I have not reached for my Sweet Peach in over 2 years, so it's time to get some use out of her. So here we go, we're trying to revive her. This palette was actually quite difficult to repan, just because the mattes, oh my god, can we talk about the mattes? I thought I was digging into pure rock when I was trying to scrape them out of the pans. They are the hardest pressed mattes I have ever used and ever tried to repan. It is ridiculous. Even with my metal spatula, it was so hard to try and scrape them out. They ended up going everywhere. Oh my god. And secondly, there are quite a few shades in this palette that I don't actually know if they're a matte or a shimmer. They're kind of in between. So I don't know if I should have repressed them dry or if I should have added alcohol. I don't know. But I mean, I did what I did and it ended up working. Nothing is smashed yet. So that's good. Hey, no casualties. Yeah, these mattes did take a long time to crush up because, as I said, they are so firm, It's ridiculous how firm these are pressed. It should not take this much effort to take an eyeshadow out of a pan, but clearly it does. As you can see, I am placing these shades in order of the palette on the top of the screen because I knew that if I was my usual lazy self, I would forget which shade is which because I have not yet labelled them. I have now, but in the video right now I have not. And I would have sat there for 45 minutes trying to match up the shades with a picture on Google. So I'm glad that I had the initiative to do that. Well done, Caitlin, because you were doing this at about 12 o'clock at night. So well done. Well done. In other news, I'm looking after my dog for the weekend. How cool is that? I haven't seen my dog in so long. He's in every single video because he is... I got a custom painting made of him. That is what's in the background of my videos. And he's downstairs. I just took him for a super long walk. He went to a dog cafe. Oh, this shade... Sorry, I just gotta say, this shade gave me hell. This shade is so firmly pressed. This took me a good while. Anyway, back to my dog. He got some sausages at the dog cafe today. He was made a fuss of, and now he is snoring downstairs because he is 13 and he's an old boy. He can't do that very much. So yeah, he got fussed over. He got a lot of fuss, and he's just a good boy. He's the best boy, and I will fight anyone on that. I love my boy, so I'm looking after him for about a week because my mother is going away on holiday. That's nice for some, isn't it? Yeah, not jealous at all. Oh yeah, my camera skipped a little bit. But actually that's not as bad as I thought it would be. For a minute I thought I'd like skipped out repressing half the palette, but that's okay, that's fine. We only kind of missed out one shade, it's fine. So we are coming to the end of this video now, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe because it would mean the absolute world to me. My camera did ended up dying, so I didn't catch the last few shades, but I mean, I gathered that was okay. You'll forgive me. Okay, have an amazing day and I'll see you soon. Bye!